Alright, good morning guys. So welcome back to my channel. As you saw outside, it's pouring down rain. Well, it's actually just raining right now, but it's supposed to be thunderstorms all day, so I thought, instead of making the almond joys, I'm gonna go ahead and just make some soup, because who doesn't like soup on a rainy day? So let's go ahead and get this started. So this is basically the main ingredients that I'm gonna be using. So I'm gonna be using the Himalayan salt, garlic, ricotta, some olive oil, probably about half of an onion. I'm gonna make a big pot of this, so it's gonna be 2 cans of this. Crushed tomatoes. Now I could use fresh, but I opted to use these because it's just a little easier for me right now. And some heavy whipping cream. And some basil, which I did not set out, but I do have. So let's go ahead and get this onion chopped up and we'll get started. So I have this onion now cut up, and so let me just say that I have found that the only way to make your eyes not cry, as you see mine are doing, is to put the onion in the freezer for about 8 to 10 minutes before you get ready to chop it up. You won't cry nearly as bad. Now I did not do that. I just went ahead and cut it up because I'm a glutton for punishment. So let me go ahead and get this oil started, put the onions in, put all the herbs and stuff in, and I'll show you what it looks like. Guys, let's get started. I'm ready to eat it. Alright, so I have brought about 2.5 tablespoons of olive oil in here. I'm just coating basically the bottom of the pan so I can get this onions in here to brown and to cook up a little bit, so we can try to brown them up and soften them up so they go in the soup a whole lot better. Now if you don't like the onions, obviously you can strain them out, but I've done it both ways and I like it with the onions in it. It's just my personal preference, but it's up to you. And I did forget one thing. You can use whatever stock that you want. I just chose vegetable this time. You can use beef, chicken, whatever you want to. I'm just going to use vegetable this go around. So this is the last ingredient that I forgot to mention, but it needs to be in there. All right, I believe that the oil might be warm enough to go ahead and start putting the onions in and get them cooking. Like I said, this is just half of an onion, so you can put more, you can put less, you don't have to put any. It's just whatever you want. I just like the flavor of it, so. All right, we'll let this brown up, and no use to watch it because we know what this is gonna look like when it's all said and done. So we are browning, and we're a lot softer than what we were to begin with. So I'm gonna go ahead and start putting some of this basil and some other stuff in. Now this is just pretty much a taste, and like I said, I haven't made this a whole lot, but I know about what I like. So you can pretty much put whatever you want in here. You don't have to put, like I said, the basil, but it's a good idea too. Also, you can put chili powder, garlic powder, onion powder, basically whatever spices you really like. As long as you're okay with, on your keto plan, and should be okay. So I'm gonna put a little garlic powder, because everybody likes garlic, at least in my house. Okay, mix that up a little bit. I'm gonna turn the heat down just a hair so I don't burn anything else. All right, so we'll put a little salt in here. This salt is such an awesome salt, guys. If you don't have any Himalayan salt, you need to get some. All right, so I got pretty much every spice that I want here. You can put, like I said, all the other spices you want, but this is what I'm gonna put in here. As you can see, it's ready to roll. All right, so now I'm gonna dump my crushed tomatoes in here. Let this cook for a little while. Now I'm gonna make, like I said, a little bit more than normal. You can make 1 can, smaller can. You can make a single serving. But I'm gonna make some so I can have some for later. And I might even, I don't know if I'm gonna freeze it, but I'm definitely gonna put it in a container and eat it throughout the week. So I'll go ahead and let this cook for a little while. Gosh, guys, just look at this. I don't know if you can get the full effect of that. Good gosh, such good soup. All right, so you saw me dump the tomatoes in, and you see that there's some left in the can, some residue. So we need to use the vegetable stock, or whatever stock you're planning on using. So instead of just rinsing the can out and then throwing all the stuff down the sink, I like to put this in here, shake it around, and get all this tomato out. I mean, you might as well, you're paying for it. So like I said, it's just, it's easy to do. It comes right out when you put it in there. I mean, why waste it, All right, you don't want to spill it. mean, it's just that easy. I mean, you got pretty much a clean can now compared to that. I mean, just a no-brainer, guys. Just, you know, and don't use it all right away. That way, if you don't get it all at first go around, you can come back for seconds. Yep, looks good. All right, let's go ahead and dump the rest of this in. And we're gonna let this cook down a little bit. Pour it in slow, because if not, you'll splash it all over you. Believe me, I know, I found out, and I like to pour it in before it gets boiling because it pops and stuff. Not really pops, but it'll bubble up and you don't want it on you. Especially not tomato sauce. If you're wearing a white t-shirt, you see I'm not today. Already wearing enough clothes. All right, so we're a little warmer than where we were last time I showed you. So now I'm gonna put the heavy whipping cream in, guys. Right now I'm putting 16 ounces in. And this is just the taste, so I'm gonna just put 16 ounces and see how that goes. I've done it with 4 cups before, and it was just, you know, it was good too. But now unfortunately this, you can either hold it forever, let it drip out, or you can just bite the bullet and you know, go for broke. Look at that color. It's starting to get that tomato colory. All right, guys, look at that. Oh my gosh. Now, like I said, you can use, for this size, you can use 4 cups of this heavy whipping cream, but I'm just gonna use 2 cups right now. So obviously, I just realized that my microphone was on the wrong spot, so the sound may be kind of crappy at first, but what I did, and I'm gonna start out, as you can see it's boiling now. I took half of this and put it in here, and I measured it or weighed it out, so I know it's exactly half. So, and I'm gonna turn my heat down a little bit to probably about, I don't know, 3.5. And I wanna show you what it looks like right now. So I don't know if you can see this or not, but I'm gonna try to bring it up here. So that's what it looks like. I'm gonna put this, and you see how it's kind of very thin. When you put this in, it'll thicken it up. Now I'm gonna try half first and see what that does, and if I need more, then obviously I'll put more in. But this is like a thickening agent, and it does very good, thicken it right up. Now, first time I did it, obviously I used a whole entire container full of it, and I may just go ahead and use the whole container, we'll see. But we'll go ahead and mix this up. See what we got. Oh yeah, it's probably thick enough. What I'm gonna do next is, like I said, I got the heat down a little bit. Let this cook just a few minutes. As you can see, there's still a lot. So the next step is to take your emulsification blender, I guess that's how you say that, emulsifier, and stick it in. Now, you don't want to put it in and then pull it back out, because you'll spray soup or whatever you're doing all over you. So you put it in, and I try to do on the lowest setting and just kind of pulse it a little bit. Put it around the bottom. You see how I almost pulled it out of there. Once I get it where I think it's pretty good, I'll just go ahead and let her rip, just to make sure. Running around the bottom, and then pull it up just a hair so I can make sure. You see how I just twice sprayed myself? You gotta be careful, because first of all, the soup is hot. That's number 3. All right. All right, guys, there we have it. Now we'll let it simmer. All right, so I've tasted it and it tastes good, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and put the rest of this in because I like it with the rest of it in it, obviously. So I'm gonna go ahead and just dump it in. So now I'm completely empty. I used a 15 ounce, as you can see that. And you can use whatever, just make sure it's full fat, because that's the important part. Now, obviously, when you put that in, you're still gonna have to get your blender in there and emulsify it again. I like that word. All right, make sure you put it in there first. Put it on low. First test. 1,000 times better, guys. 1,000 times better. So yeah, and I'll definitely need more salt, which is not a big deal. I mean, it's pretty easy to put in. All right, so let's look at the thickness, guys. I mean, it's beautiful. It is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Here you have it, steaming, piping hot. Now I'm gonna go, like I said, I'm gonna dump all this into a big Pyrex and see how much it is, and then I'll tell you the macros. All right, so altogether this pot equals 12 cups. So I'll do the macros and I'll place them here on the screen, or I'll just tell you what they are here in a few minutes, and we'll go from there. I do want to say thanks for stopping back by. This probably took me a total about 30 minutes to make, obviously because I was doing the video at the same time. So you could probably do it probably under 20-25 minutes, but I would give yourself at least 30 minutes. And you can obviously put some more cream in it if you want to make that little swirl like everybody does, which I care less about that because there's already enough whipping cream in here for me. And yeah, so if you like this, like and subscribe. Don't know what's gonna be next week as far as the video goes, but we'll have something good. Depends on the weather, I guess. And yep, and God bless, and we'll see you on the next one. Stay healthy, guys.